Watch out now, I got something to say. This week has been very interesting. With the first being, I think the 7th was Monday, that Saturn finally left the sign of Aquarius and entered into Pisces, which I'm really excited about, which marks the end of my Saturn return. I'm free to live my best life in all my glory. So I'm really excited about that. And along came with this week was me learning to stand firmly in my power and to stand my ground and to finish up the process of letting people go and things that no longer serve me. So in this week, Judy Herman had passed away. I guess she's a disability rights icon within the disability community. And so like I created like a video of how I felt about it just being a Black disabled woman. And because a lot of times the disability leaders and the people that's at the forefront that serve as representation for the disability community a lot of times are white people. So for me being a Black disabled woman, I really don't feel like the impact Julie Herman has made, and especially the changes, especially for someone like me who acquired a disability at the age of 13 and learning how to re-enter to an inaccessible society and just come back home to like the south side of Chicago, and there not being a lot of disability resources and tools and organizations available on the south side of Chicago, which caused me to live in a state of overcompensating, of putting too much pressure on myself, of always having like the idea of the fear of how am I going to be successful or live an independent life? What can I do to serve my purpose in life? And so, like, I really don't see like the impact from my perspective Julie Herman served, and like the work that I have been doing for the past like 2 or 3 years with around disability and documenting disability art, life, and culture through the Black perspective. And like I learned a whole lot about the history, about disability, and how it has been taboo in the Black community, and all of the amazing Black disability leaders that serve an important role in helping create the ADA Act. And that a lot of time when we think about the ADA Act and the disability rights movement, a lot of this takes a lot of inspiration from the civil rights movement. And for disability history to be whitewashed is a extreme problem, because just like from just being Black in America, and the very institution of slavery crippled the Black American race. Because when we think about at the 1865, disabled enslaved Black people wasn't able to leave the plantation as freely as their non-disabled counterparts due to mobility and cognitive issues, and because of a lot of the cruel and punishment and torture that my enslaved ancestors endured due to the slave owners from getting whipped and stuff. has sustained disability. And I just think it's like very crazy, um, that a lot of like disability history has been whitewashed, and especially what's going on with like the what I think down in like Mississippi, they talking about reintroducing some form of Jim Crow laws. Down in Florida, they trying to stop teaching African like African American histories and stuff. They trying to ban this. So like I just think it's like really crazy. And I had someone like send me a message about telling me to do my research about Judy Herman, and this person disregarded all the information that was saying that there is a distinct difference between the disability community and the Black disabled community. And I just think it's real crazy, and I got extremely upset because I don't need no non-Black person telling me to do research on a white disabled person when like I'm still, my present is still being erased, and just being a Black woman in America is extremely hard. Like I like just having to fight for ownership of my voice and my projects that I worked on with other people, and people trying to take over and take credit for something that they didn't do, or they like it's just crazy. And like I'm so like tired of it. But I also had to learn that I had to be in a space where I'm no longer proving my worth to other people, because I am who I say I am, and I am enough just the way I am. And if people don't like it, that's their problem, because I'm still fly and fabulous, and I will continue to live my best life. And another thing that I want to talk about is the whole with Chris Rock comedy special on Netflix. Like I really applaud Chris Rock for taking back his power and speaking on the slap heard across the world on his own time, and he's getting paid for his pain. And I have been hearing a lot of conversation on TikTok from other Black creators talking about how like they really don't like Chris Rock and they like Will Smith better. And I just feel like that says a lot, especially as people, especially in the Black community, of how we can devalue someone humanity, just because we don't like them, and just talk down and degrade them. But let someone else that we admire and look at, and they dog us out, but we give them so much respect. And I think it's real crazy. And just for the fact that it has been documented that Will Smith have ADHD, and Chris Rock is on the spectrum. I think he have Asperger's syndrome, or a nonverbal. I forget what it's called, but it just goes back to what of the challenges of what a lot of Black disabled people feel like when we feel isolated from the Black community, like our voices aren't valid or aren't important. And and majority of people in the Black community want to hold up this status, or what it's like to be Black, like it's only this monolithic version of being Black. And there's so many different ways to be Black, because we all different, and we all comes in different shades and texture. And and i i just think I'm just really looking for the moment where where people start to become more open to new experiences and people, and not just shutting down and like writing people off because they different and we don't, and they make us uncomfortable because we don't understand them. And so like from my perspective of being a black disabled woman, I have to deal with like racism from the disability community, ableism from the black community, and misogyny from men. And I can say like I've been like tired, and it's just hard of always having to prove yourself, always having to fight to prove your worth, to say that you matter in a society that capitalize off of your insecurities or your lack of your self-worth. So it's just a lot. Eh, yeah, it's a lot, but with all that being said, like I changed my mission and how I'm doing my work, because my only goal now is to be my full self, to embrace the good, the bad, the uncertainties, the wackiness, but just being me to the fullest and not caring if other people get it or not. Because my mission is to be misunderstood. Because for a long time, I've been a people pleaser, and a lot of times I put other people wants and needs before my own. So now I'm just standing my power, and I'm just being me and knowing that me existing is enough. And that's the new direction that my work is going in now. Like I have nothing to prove to no one. And I'm just here to take up space and be my fly self, and just be dope. So yeah, like it's just a lot, but because I am Safia Ashe Jasi, aka Fire, because I stay bringing that heat, and I want to remind you to be kind and gentle to yourself, because times has been hard, and remember to love yourself. Peace out, beautiful people.